The universe is conspiring in your favor right now. Yes, right now, while you are sitting there possibly in your pajamas, possibly eating something you swore you would not eat today, possibly wondering why your life looks nothing like what you imagined it would look like by this point. And I need you to hear me when I say this, because I mean it with every fiber of my being. The universe is not ignoring you. It is not punishing you. It is not playing favorites with that one person you went to school with who seems to have everything handed to them on a silver platter while you are over here just trying to get through a Tuesday. No. The universe supports you completely, wildly, in every possible way. And today, we are going to talk about why you cannot see that yet. Why it feels absolutely ridiculous when someone says it to you, and most importantly, what to do about it so that you can start receiving every single good thing that already has your name written on it. Now, I know what you are thinking. You are thinking, sure, the universe supports me. That is why my rent went up. That is why that relationship ended. That is why I have been applying for things and hearing nothing back. That is why I spilled coffee on my white shirt this morning, right before something important. And I hear you. I genuinely hear you, that skepticism is not weakness. That skepticism is actually evidence that you are a thinking person who has been disappointed before and learned to protect yourself. That is very reasonable. That is very human. But that is also exactly what is keeping you stuck, and we are going to talk about that today with love and with a little bit of humor, because honestly, if we cannot laugh at ourselves on this journey, we are going to have a very long and very exhausting ride. Let us start at the beginning. Let us start with why this is so hard. The reason most people cannot believe the universe supports them is because they are using their eyes. Now, I do not mean that as an insult. I mean it quite literally. We are trained from the time we are small to believe only what we can see, touch, measure, and verify. Show your work, prove it, give me the data. And that works wonderfully for certain things. That works for building bridges and baking bread and passing examinations. But it works terribly for building a life of meaning, abundance, and joy, because the things that matter most always show up invisible first. Think about it. Love is invisible before it arrives. Opportunity is invisible before it opens. Healing is invisible before it manifests in the body. Every single thing you have ever wanted existed as an invisible possibility before it became a visible reality. And the people who receive the most good are not the ones who wait until they can see it. They are the ones who learned, somehow, to trust before they could see it. They learned to act as though the net was already there before they jumped. And I know that sounds terrifying. I know it sounds like the most impractical advice you have ever heard, but stay with me, because this is actually backed up by something very interesting. There is a concept in quantum physics, and before you click away, I promise I am going to make this entertaining. There is a concept that says a particle does not have a definite position until it is observed. Until the moment of observation, it exists in a state of all possibilities simultaneously. Now, I am not a physicist, and I am not going to pretend to stand here and give you a university lecture. But what I find fascinating about this is that even science, at its most advanced level, has arrived at the conclusion that reality is not fixed. Reality is fluid. Reality is responsive. Reality is shaped by the act of engagement with it. And if that is true for the smallest particles in existence, why on earth would it not be true for the larger particles, which is you and your life and your circumstances? The universe is not a vending machine. This is where most people get it wrong. They think that if they just say the right words, or think the right thoughts, or follow the right steps, The universe will dispense their desired outcome like a bag of crisps. And when it does not happen on their schedule, they conclude that the whole thing is nonsense. But the universe is not a vending machine. It is more like a river, and you are in a boat. And the river is always, always moving in a direction. Your only job is to stop paddling upstream. Now here is the part where we get honest with each other. Most of us have been paddling upstream our entire lives and wondering why we are so tired. We have been gripping our oars with white knuckles, paddling against the current, sweating and straining and saying things like, "Why is this so hard? Why does nothing ever work for me? Why does it feel like I am always fighting?" And the answer, the real answer, is not that the universe is against you. The answer is that you have never let go of the oar long enough to find out what the river would do if you did. Letting go does not mean giving up. I need to say that again because someone out there is already preparing to disagree with me. Letting go is not the same as giving up. Giving up is saying, "This is impossible and I am done." Letting go is saying, "I have done what I can do, and now I trust that something larger than me is handling the parts I cannot see." That is a completely different energy. That is not passivity. That is a very advanced form of faith. And faith, as I have always known it, is not the absence of doubt. Faith is deciding to move forward in spite of doubt. Faith is saying, "I do not have all the answers, and I am walking anyway." So let us talk about what this actually looks like in practice, because I refuse to give you beautiful ideas without giving you something you can do before you go to bed tonight. The first thing I want you to try is what I call speaking to your life as though it already loves you. Because here is the truth. Most of us speak to our lives the way we speak to an enemy. We wake up in the morning and before we have even had water, we have already decided what is wrong, what is not working, what is going to be difficult today, what we do not have yet. And the language we use matters more than we know. Not because saying nice words is magic, but because the language we use shapes our perception, and our perception determines what we notice, and what we notice determines what we act on, and what we act on determines what we create. It is a chain, and it starts with the words in your own head. So tonight, before you sleep, I want you to look at your life, the actual life you have right now, not the life you wished you had, not the life you are working toward, this one. And I want you to find 3 things in it that you can genuinely thank the universe for. Not 3 things you are forcing yourself to be grateful for through gritted teeth. 3 things that when you think about them, there is a small but real feeling of warmth. Maybe it is something very small. Maybe it is the fact that you have access to information like this. Maybe it is a person who made you laugh recently. Maybe it is something about your body that works that you never think about because you take it for granted. Find the warmth. That warmth is a signal. That warmth is evidence that the universe has already been generous with you in ways you stopped noticing. The second thing I want you to do is make peace with where you are. Now, I am not asking you to pretend that everything is perfect. I am not asking you to paste a smile over genuine pain. What I am asking you to do is to stop treating your current circumstances as evidence of your permanent fate. Your current circumstances are not your destiny, they are your starting point. Every person who ever built something magnificent started somewhere that did not look magnificent. Every story of transformation starts in the middle of the mess. So if you are in the middle of the mess right now, congratulations. You are at the beginning of a very good story. The third thing, and this is my favorite, is to start looking for what I call golden threads. A golden thread is a small sign that something is moving in your direction. It is a door that opens unexpectedly. It is a conversation that happens at exactly the right moment. It is an idea that arrives in your mind seemingly from nowhere. The universe communicates constantly. But most of us are so focused on what is not working that we miss every signal of what is. When you start looking for golden threads, you will be amazed how many of them have been there all along, waiting for you to notice. Here is something important I want to share with you. There is a law, and it is as real and reliable as gravity, which says that your dominant mental attitude attracts its corresponding conditions. Let me say that more simply. What you genuinely expect deep down is what tends to show up, not what you wish for. Not what you pray for with your fingers crossed while secretly believing none of it will come. What you expect at the level of your bones. And the reason this matters is that most of us have been trained by disappointment to expect very little. We have been disappointed enough times that our baseline expectation has become something like, well, probably not, probably this will not work either, probably it is too good to be true. And then we attract exactly that reality and say, see, I knew it. And the thing is, we were right. We did know it. We just did not realize we were the ones writing the script. Now, changing a deep expectation is not an overnight project. I will not insult you by suggesting it is. It takes practice. It takes patience. It takes something that can feel very uncomfortable, which is choosing to think differently before you have any evidence that thinking differently will do anything. But here is what I can promise you. Every time you choose faith over fear, even for one moment, even for 5 minutes, you are building a new pattern. And patterns, once established, become automatic. And when faith becomes automatic, your whole experience of life changes. Here is an affirmation I want you to take with you. Write it down. Put it somewhere you will see it. Better yet, drop it in the comments right now so that every single person who comes to this video today can be reminded of it. The universe is always working in my favor, even when I cannot see it. Drop that in the comments. Let that be your declaration today. Let that be the thing you say when the evidence seems to be pointing somewhere else. Because what you affirm in the dark will eventually show up in the light. You know, I think about all the times I was certain that something had gone wrong, that a door had closed that should have stayed open, that a plan had failed that should have succeeded. And I think about how many times I later looked back and understood. I understood that the door that closed was not my door. I understood that the plan that failed made room for something better. I understood that what felt like a loss was actually the universe redirecting me with a firm but loving hand, and I could not see that at the time. I could not see it because I was too close to it, too deep in the feeling of it. But the understanding always came. It always does, and it will for you too. Every closed door, every derailed plan, every disappointing outcome that you are sitting with right now is not the end of your story. It is not punishment. It is not evidence that you are not enough, or that you did something wrong, or that the universe has decided to skip you. It is simply the universe doing what it always does, which is moving you toward your highest good, even when the path looks nothing like you expected. So here is what I want you to do right now. Not tomorrow, not when things are better, right now. I want you to choose one thing from what we talked about today. Just one. Either find your 3 moments of genuine warmth, or make peace with where you are, or start looking for your golden thread, or drop that affirmation in the comments and let it become your anchor for the week. Just one thing. Because momentum does not require a complete overhaul. Momentum requires one step in the right direction, and then another, and then another. The universe is not waiting for you to be perfect. It is not waiting for you to have it all figured out. It is not waiting for you to stop being afraid or confused or uncertain. The universe is ready for you right now, exactly as you are, exactly where you are, with every doubt you currently carry and every hope you are still afraid to say out loud. It is ready, The question is only whether you are ready to let it in. You are more supported than you know. You are more guided than you feel. You are more loved by this magnificent, abundant, endlessly creative universe than you have yet allowed yourself to believe. And that belief, once it takes root in you, will change everything. If this spoke to you today, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Subscribe so we can keep building this together. And leave your affirmation in the comments, because someone else is going to read your words today and it is going to be exactly what they needed. That is the universe working through you. That is what support looks like. And it starts right now.